Hi, I'm Jamie, Fort Vancouver Library's experiential learning librarian. Today we're going to make face masks using household materials. Face masks, which you can make from materials around the house, are meant to protect those around you from catching your germs. All of the masks we make in these projects have at least 2 layers of fabric between your face and the outside world. Many of these designs also allow for a filter to be added for extra protection. Your household materials can be a sock, an old pair of leggings, an old t-shirt, a bandana, paper towels. There's lots and lots of different things you can use to make a simple face mask for going out in public. We're going to keep in mind whenever we're making our face mask that we want to make sure our material is wide enough that it covers our nose and our mouth. So I like to think of it as the Triforce if you're into Zelda. So I want to make sure that this area all gets covered. So my nose and both sides of my mouth, that makes up the Triforce. So when you test out masks, you want to make sure that you've got all of this area covered.
For this project, all you need is an old t-shirt and a pair of scissors. In an earlier video, I turned this t-shirt into a crop top. I've decided I'm going to use the face on the design for a mask, so I need to be clever about how I cut the fabric. If you have a shirt with a cool graphic you want to use, you may want to practice creating your mask with the blank fabric on the back of the t-shirt before cutting the image for a mask. For this mask design, I'm going to use some of the t-shirt fabric to tie the mask to my head. I'm going to use my fingers to measure roughly 1 inch of fabric. Cut through both layers of fabric and set the strip aside. This design is very forgiving, so we only need to measure the width to make sure the mask covers the Triforce area. To measure the width for your mask, think about the Triforce area. Your hand should cover this area nicely. I know that my longest finger to my wrist completely covers the Triforce area, so I'll use my hand on my fabric to measure the width for my mask. I'm using my hand to roughly measure out the width for my mask. I know I want the nose and mouth on the design to be placed roughly where my own nose and mouth are under the mask. I also know, using my hand to measure, that my mouth is generally the center of my palm. If I put my palm over the mouth on the design, I can measure how far above and below the mouth I need to cut. With my hand positioned over the design's mouth, my wrist falls at the bottom of the fabric, so I don't have to cut any off the bottom. I do need to cut along the top of the design. I used my scissors to kind of just make a rough line so that I can cut my fabric. I'm cutting the top edge of my mask. I am not great at cutting fabric. We're not overly concerned about the length of the fabric for this mask. I'm going to cut off both seams along the side of the t-shirt. This will give me 2 pieces of fabric that can be made into masks. Working with my piece of fabric with the graphic, I'm going to flip it over so the blank side is facing up. I'm going to cut the seams on the 2-inch strip of fabric that I cut earlier. This will give you 2 strips of t-shirt fabric. Once you have your 2 fabric strips, go ahead and pull on them to stretch the fabric out a little bit. This mask is really easy to adjust for your face. I'm going to measure in from the edge of my fabric about 4 inches, or the width of my hand. Lay 1 strip of fabric. Fold the fabric over the strip, bringing the mask edge towards the center of the mask. And you're just going to repeat this process with the other side. I'm going to try and line up the edges towards the center so I get them right in towards where that mouth is on my graphic. With the edges folded over, you have not 2, but 3 layers of fabric between your face and the outside world. Pull the fabric strips down through the mask until you can see the ends of the top of the strips. Tie the 2 pieces together at the top of the mask. Then we're going to be ready to try this mask on. I am very excited to try on this mask. While holding the layers of fabric together, pull the knotted end of the fabric over your head so the tie rests above your ears. Pull the bottom ties to tighten the mask and knot the ties behind your head. The bottom strip should be below your ear.
If you want to add an extra layer of protection, you can add a removable filter to this mask. These filters are meant for one-time use. Possible filter materials include paper towels, coffee filters, and facial tissue.
To add a disposable filter to this mask, unfold the layers of fabric. Place the filter in the center of the mask, ensuring it is centered over your nose and mouth. Fold up the fabric to make a filter sandwich. Make sure to throw away the filter before you wash your mask.
You can customize the fit of your mask by adding an adjustable nose wire. There's lots of materials you can use to make a nose wire. Pipe cleaners are pretty good. I've used a lot of paper clips because they're really easy to find and the metal unbends and they're really great to shape around the nose. But I find that these plastic flexible tabs from bags, like these coffee bags, make the best nose guard. They're comfortable and flat and they're easy to shape, so it makes it really easy to use these. These are definitely my favorite.
To add a nose wire to this mask, unfold the mask and place the nose wire along the top edge of your mask. You may find it easier to hot glue the wire in place. Hold the wire in place while you put your mask on and press the wire to the shape of your nose. Have fun and keep making. We hope to see you at the library soon. Bye!